What if I told you that the difference between a Ford that dies at 100,000 miles and one that cruises past 300,000 miles isn't luck? It's just 7 simple habits that most owners completely ignore? Here's something Ford dealerships don't want you to know. That expensive repair they're recommending? There's a 70% chance you don't actually need it yet. And that mandatory service interval they're pushing? It might actually be damaging your engine. I've spent the last 15 years working on Fords, and I've seen identical trucks from the same year, one with 350,000 miles running like a dream, and another completely destroyed at 120,000 miles. The owners weren't doing anything dramatically different. They just knew a few critical secrets. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to join the 300,000 Mile Club, save thousands on unnecessary repairs, and keep your Ford running stronger than trucks half its age. Whether you're driving an F-150, Explorer, Escape, or Mustang, these principles will add decades to your vehicle's life. Let's dive in. The foundation: understanding what actually kills Fords. Before we talk about what to do, you need to understand what actually destroys these vehicles. And spoiler alert, it's not what most people think. The #1 killer of Ford engines isn't catastrophic failure. It's slow neglect. It's the oil change that gets pushed just one more month. It's the transmission fluid that never gets checked. It's the cooling system that works fine until suddenly it doesn't. Ford engines are built tough. The Triton V8s, the EcoBoost engines, even the older Duratec motors, they're designed to last. But they need 3 things consistently: clean fluids, proper temperatures, and preventive maintenance. Miss any of these 3, and you're on borrowed time. Here's the reality. A $40 oil change prevents a $4,000 engine replacement. A $200 transmission service prevents a $3,500 transmission rebuild. The math isn't complicated, but somehow most people still get it wrong. Secret number 1. Master the oil change interval. It's not what the manual says. This is where most Ford owners make their first critical mistake. They follow the oil change interval in the owner's manual religiously, thinking they're doing the right thing. But here's what they don't tell you. Those intervals are designed for ideal conditions. Do you drive in ideal conditions? Unless you're driving cross-country on highways in perfect weather with no stops, the answer is no. City driving, short trips, extreme temperatures, towing, dusty conditions, all of these qualify as severe service. And severe service requires more frequent oil changes. For maximum longevity, here's what you should actually do. If your manual says 10,000 miles, change it at 5,000 to 6,000 miles. If it says 7,500 miles, do it at 4,000 to 5,000. This might sound excessive, but oil is the cheapest insurance policy you can buy for your engine. And here's the part nobody talks about: use quality oil. You don't need the most expensive synthetic on the market, but don't use bargain basement oil either. For Fords, a good synthetic blend or full synthetic that meets Ford specifications is ideal. The extra $15 per oil change will add 100,000 miles to your engine's life. One more critical point: change your oil filter every single time. I've seen people reuse oil filters to save $8, then wonder why their engine died at 150,000 miles. Don't be that person. Secret number 2. The transmission service. Nobody does, but everyone should. Ask the average Ford owner when they last serviced their transmission, and you'll get a blank stare. Ask a Ford with 300,000 plus miles, and you'll hear every 30,000 to 40,000 miles like clockwork. Modern Ford transmissions, especially the 6-speed and 10-speed automatics, are sophisticated pieces of machinery. They have dozens of moving parts, clutch packs, solenoids, and valve bodies all operating in heated transmission fluid. That fluid is both a lubricant and a hydraulic medium. When it breaks down, everything suffers. Here's the killer. Many Ford manuals say the transmission fluid is lifetime or filled for life. This is technically true. It will last the life of the transmission. But that life could be 80,000 miles instead of 300,000 miles if you never change it. The solution is simple. Service your transmission every 30,000 to 40,000 miles. Not a flush. Those can cause problems. But a drain and fill. This replaces about 40 to 50% of the fluid, which is enough to refresh the system without shocking it. Use only transmission fluid that meets Ford's specifications for your specific model. The wrong fluid can cause shifting problems, slipping, and premature wear. Don't try to save $20 here. It's not worth it. For trucks that tow regularly, Consider doing this every 25,000 miles. Towing generates massive heat in the transmission, and heat is the enemy of transmission fluid. Secret number 3, the cooling system time bomb. Every Ford has a ticking time bomb under the hood, and most owners don't even know it exists. It's called the cooling system, and neglecting it is the fastest way to destroy an otherwise healthy engine. Here's what happens. Coolant isn't just water with some color added. It's a carefully formulated mixture of antifreeze, corrosion inhibitors, and lubricants for the water pump. Over time, these additives break down. When they do, your cooling system starts eating itself from the inside. Radiators develop corrosion, heater cores get clogged, water pumps start leaking, thermostats stick, and eventually your engine overheats, warps the cylinder heads, and you're looking at a catastrophic failure. The fix is straightforward, but often ignored. Flush your cooling system every 3 to 5 years or 50,000 miles, whichever comes first. Not just drain and fill, actually flush it with a proper flush solution to remove built-up scale and corrosion. Then refill with the correct Ford specification coolant mixed to the proper ratio. For most modern Fords, that's the yellow or orange coolant, Motorcraft Gold or Orange, not the universal green stuff. Using the wrong coolant can cause corrosion and water pump failure. While you're at it, replace the radiator cap. It's a $15 part that maintains proper system pressure. A weak cap can cause overheating and coolant loss. Check your coolant level monthly, not when the engine's hot, but when it's cold. If you're constantly adding coolant, you have a leak that needs to be addressed immediately. Secret number 4, tire rotation and wheel bearings, the forgotten maintenance. This might seem unrelated to making your Ford last 300,000 miles, but stay with me. Improper tire maintenance creates a domino effect that destroys multiple components. Rotate your tires every 5,000 to 7,000 miles. This isn't just about tire wear, though that's important. It's about keeping your alignment true, your suspension even, and your wheel bearings properly loaded. Uneven tire wear causes alignment issues. Alignment issues cause suspension wear. Suspension wear causes handling problems and accelerates wear on ball joints, tie rod ends, and control arm bushings. Before you know it, you're replacing thousands of dollars in front-end components that could have been prevented by $50 tire rotations. While you're rotating tires, have someone check your wheel bearings. Ford wheel bearings can last forever with proper care, but they'll destroy themselves quickly if they run dry or get contaminated. A bad wheel bearing can damage your hub, spindle, and even your ABS sensors. Catching it early saves massive money. Also, maintain proper tire pressure. Underinflated tires create more rolling resistance, which means your engine works harder, your transmission runs hotter, and your fuel pump wears faster. Overinflated tires cause uneven wear and a harsh ride that damages suspension components. Check your tire pressure monthly and adjust it according to the sticker on your driver's door jamb, not the maximum pressure on the tire sidewall. Secret number 5, the fuel system. Nobody thinks about your Ford's fuel system is a precision-engineered setup that delivers exactly the right amount of fuel at exactly the right pressure at exactly the right time. When it gets dirty or clogged, everything falls apart. Here's the maintenance plan that high-mileage Ford owners swear by. Replace your fuel filter every 30,000 miles. On older Fords, this is easy and cheap. On newer Fords, where the filter is in the tank with the pump, this becomes more critical. Use quality fuel to keep that filter lasting as long as possible. Use a fuel system cleaner every 5,000 miles or so. Not the cheap stuff from the dollar store, but a quality cleaner like Seafoam or Techron. This keeps your injectors clean and your intake valves free of carbon deposits, especially critical on direct injection EcoBoost engines. For EcoBoost engines specifically, consider a can of top-tier detergent fuel every few tanks. These engines are prone to carbon buildup on the intake valves because the fuel doesn't spray directly on them. Regular cleaning additives help prevent this. Never run your Ford below a quarter tank regularly. This makes your fuel pump work harder and run hotter, shortening its life. A fuel pump replacement can cost $800 to $1,200 depending on the model. Keep your tank at least a quarter full and that pump will last 300,000 miles. And here's a controversial one. Use quality gas. You don't need premium unless your Ford specifically requires it, but use top-tier gasoline when possible. The extra detergents help keep your entire fuel system cleaner. Secret number 6, the spark plugs and ignition system. This is where Ford has had some issues over the years, particularly with the Triton V8s and their infamous spark plug problems. But regardless of your engine, ignition system maintenance is critical for longevity. For most modern Fords, spark plugs should be replaced every 60,000 to 100,000 miles. But here's the key: don't wait until they fail. Replace them proactively. Why? Because a misfiring cylinder dumps raw fuel into your catalytic converter, destroying it. A new catalytic converter costs $1,000 to $2,500. A set of spark plugs costs $100 to $200. Do the math. When you replace spark plugs, use OEM Motorcraft plugs or exact equivalents. Ford engineers spend millions designing these plugs for their specific engines. Aftermarket performance plugs often cause more problems than they solve. For Triton V8 owners, especially the 5.4-liter 3-valve, if you're between 60,000 and 90,000 miles and haven't changed your plugs yet, do it now. The longer you wait, the more likely they are to break off in the head, turning a $200 job into a $2,000 nightmare. Also replace your ignition coils if they're showing signs of failure, rough idle, misfire codes, or poor acceleration. Coils typically fail one at a time, but if one fails early, the others are likely not far behind. Some high-mileage owners replace them all as preventive maintenance around 150,000 miles. Secret number 7. The differential and transfer case, 4-wheel drive only. If you have a 4-wheel drive Ford, this section could save you $3,000 to $5,000 in repairs. The differential and transfer case are full of gears spinning at high speeds under heavy loads. They need fresh fluid, but almost nobody changes it. Change your rear differential fluid every 40,000 to 60,000 miles. If you tow regularly, do it every 30,000 miles. The fluid breaks down, metal particles accumulate, and eventually, gears start grinding. For 4-wheel drive models, service your transfer case at the same interval. This is the unit that splits power between your front and rear axles. When it fails, you're looking at a massive repair bill. Use the correct Ford specification fluid, usually 75W90 or 75W140 synthetic gear oil for the differential, and specific transfer case fluid for the transfer case. Don't substitute regular gear oil. It's not the same. If you have a front differential, independent front suspension 4-wheel drive, service that too. Many Ford owners forget about the front diff entirely, then wonder why their front end is grinding and popping. While you're under there, check for leaks at the pinion seal and differential cover. A small leak now becomes a big problem later. Fix leaks promptly. Secret number 8. The brake system, beyond just pads and rotors. Everyone knows to replace brake pads and rotors when they wear out, but the high-mileage Ford owners know there's more to the brake system than friction materials. Flush your brake fluid every 3 years or 36,000 miles. Brake fluid is hygroscopic. It absorbs moisture from the air. Water in your brake fluid lowers its boiling point, causes corrosion in calipers and wheel cylinders, and can lead to brake failure. Fresh brake fluid keeps your ABS system healthy, prevents caliper seizure, and ensures consistent brake performance. It's a $100 service that prevents $1,000 plus in brake system repairs. When you replace brake pads, always check your brake hardware, the clips, pins, and slides that hold everything together. Replace any worn or corroded hardware. Seized slide pins cause uneven brake wear and can destroy a perfectly good caliper. For trucks that tow, consider upgrading to better brake pads and rotors. The factory brakes are adequate for normal driving but can fade under heavy use. Quality aftermarket brake components designed for towing can dramatically extend the life of your entire brake system. Secret number 9. The battery and charging system. A failing battery doesn't just leave you stranded, it kills your alternator. And a failing alternator doesn't just leave you stranded, it kills your battery and can damage sensitive electronics. Test your battery annually, especially if it's more than 3 years old. Most auto parts stores will do this for free. Replace it before it fails completely. Why? Because when a battery gets weak, your alternator works harder to charge it. This overworks the alternator, shortening its life. A $150 battery replacement is much cheaper than a $150 battery plus a $400 alternator. Keep your battery terminals clean and tight. Corrosion creates resistance, which makes everything in the electrical system work harder. Clean them with a wire brush and baking soda solution twice a year. Check your serpentine belt regularly. This belt drives your alternator, water pump, power steering pump, and AC compressor. If it breaks, all of these systems fail immediately. Most serpentine belts should be replaced every 60,000 to 100,000 miles, or when they show signs of cracking or wear. Secret number 10. Listen to your Ford, the early warning system. High mileage. Ford owners have one thing in common. They pay attention. They notice the small changes before they become big problems. Learn what your Ford sounds like when it's healthy. Then, when something changes, a new rattle, a different engine note, a slight vibration, investigate it immediately. That slight ticking from the engine could be a failing lifter or low oil. Investigate now, before it becomes a bent pushrod and damaged camshaft. That gentle clunk when shifting could be a worn U-joint. Replace it now for $200 or wait until it breaks and destroys your drive shaft, transmission output shaft, and differential pinion for $3,000. That slight vibration at highway speed could be an out-of-balance tire. Fix it now for $50 or wait until it destroys your wheel bearings and suspension components for $1,500. The pattern is clear. Small problems caught early are cheap. Small problems ignored become catastrophic failures. Keep a maintenance log. Write down every service, every oil change, every repair. This helps you stay on top of scheduled maintenance and provides valuable data if something does go wrong. Plus, if you ever sell your Ford, a detailed maintenance log can add thousands to its value. Secret number 11. The air filter and intake system. This seems too simple to matter, but a clean air filter can add years to your engine's life. Your engine needs a proper air-fuel mixture to run efficiently. A clogged air filter restricts airflow, causing your engine to run rich, too much fuel, not enough air. Running rich creates carbon deposits, fouls, spark plugs, contaminates oil faster, and can damage catalytic converters. All of this shortens engine life. Check your air filter every oil change. If it's dirty, replace it. Don't try to clean it. They're cheap enough to replace. For most Fords in normal conditions, this means every 15,000 to 30,000 miles. If you drive in dusty conditions, replace it more often. The few dollars you spend on air filters will save you thousands in engine repairs. Also, inspect your air intake system for cracks or loose connections. Any leak in the intake system allows unfiltered air to enter your engine, and a single grain of sand can score a cylinder wall. Check clamps, hoses, and connections regularly. Secret number 12. The power steering system. Modern Fords use either traditional hydraulic power steering or electric power steering. If you have hydraulic, the fluid needs attention. Check your power steering fluid level monthly. If it's dropping, you have a leak. Find it and fix it before your pump runs dry and destroys itself. A power steering pump can cost $300 to $500. A bottle of fluid costs $8. Change your power steering fluid every 50,000 miles. It doesn't last forever, despite what some manufacturers claim. Old fluid breaks down, becomes acidic, and corrodes internal components. Use only Ford specification power steering fluid. Generic fluid might work, but specific formulations are designed for your steering system's seals and components. For electric power steering systems, common on newer Fords, the maintenance is simpler but no less important. Listen for any unusual noises when turning. If you hear grinding, clicking, or notice heavy steering, have it checked immediately. The electric motor can fail and it's expensive to replace. Bonus: the 300,000-mile maintenance schedule. Here's your complete maintenance schedule condensed into one easy reference. Every 5,000 miles, oil and filter change, tire rotation, visual inspection. Every 30,000 miles, transmission drain and fill, fuel system cleaner, air filter check. Every 50,000 miles, coolant flush, or 3 to 5 years, differential service, power steering flush. Every 60,000 miles, spark plugs, or per manufacturer spec, serpentine belt inspection. Every 100,000 miles, full inspection of all belts, hoses, suspension components, brake system flush. Annually, battery test, brake inspection, coolant level checks, under vehicle inspection for leaks. This schedule is more aggressive than what your owner's manual recommends. That's intentional. Your manual is designed to get your Ford through the warranty period. This schedule is designed to get it through 300,000 miles. The 300,000-mile mindset. Getting your Ford to 300,000 miles without major repairs isn't about one big secret. It's about dozens of small decisions made consistently over years. It's about changing oil when you should, not when you must. It's about fixing small problems before they become big ones. It's about spending a little regularly to avoid spending a lot unexpectedly. The Fords that make it to 300,000 miles aren't lucky. They're maintained. Their owners understand that preventive maintenance isn't an expense, it's an investment. Every dollar spent on maintenance returns $5 to $10 in avoided repairs. Start implementing these secrets today, regardless of your Ford's current mileage. If you're at 50,000 miles, you're in the perfect position to set yourself up for success. If you're at 150,000 miles, it's not too late. Just get started immediately. Your Ford was built to last. The question is, will you give it the chance? Follow this guide, stay consistent with maintenance, and I guarantee you'll be part of the 300,000-mile club. Your wallet will thank you, and you'll have the satisfaction of driving a truck that outlasts everything else on the road. Now get out there and give your Ford the care it deserves. The road to 300,000 miles starts with your next oil change.